But yeah, so unless Booker will inadvertently start the negotiations by just grumbling that it doesn't pay enough. A classic Shadowrunner. So if anyone wants to pick it up from there. Bunny is typing.
Yeah, it's not so bad. But Mr. Johnson, looks over at Bunny and says, well, then 42. Is 42 acceptable? $42 comes out to 14,000 New Yen each.
If Bunny is making a negotiation check, Tactic would
no,
like to
there's
assist.
You don't get to assist because you haven't said anything, and there's no negotiation check yet. Mechanics come into play when mechanics come into play. This is currently very narrative. So.
Over DNI, Booker is going to kind of say to Tactic and Bunny, I'd say more something like 48, but then again, I don't know exactly how to read these people.
While you do offer the industry standard, and we are very appreciative of that, you are also asking us to handle live explosives.
And your point is?
What Bunny said.
Isn't all interesting work? Are you going to grumble, or do you have something to actually say about this?
Another scowl from Booker.
Well, let's be rather blunt. Does anybody really accept the first offer put on the table?
We have rejected the first offer put on the table. The question is, are you unhappy with the second? Please, what do you propose?
Kaiser.
I'm thinking.
Like, out of character, I'd say we go for 48 or 51, just with the reason that...
You don't need to metagame this, just roleplay.
Well, I don't play a character that can do this in character, so okay, I'll shut up now.
Do you have any information on the security firms that have been hired to protect the building?
Well, once we hash out a number for the job you will be accepting, then I can be more liberal with information and detail.
Or you could be a bit more liberal with it right now, and then we can decide if your number is low or not.
Well,
or what Bunny?
If you would like me to give you the details, then let us just say that the number won't be increasing. 48 the minimum? No. I think we shall split the difference and call it at 45. Entirely reasonable. Now, you were wanting details of the security. The Mr. Hong blasts past you, as if they're just blithe acceptance that you'll split the difference is assured. Do you raise any fuss?
Booker will fold his arms across his chest. Bit forward of you to just expect us to take that number and go.
It is halfway between our positions. Both parties should feel uncomfortable. 'Tis a mark of compromise.
Taps fingers along his bicep, clearly irritated.
Over DNI, Tactics going to say, well, they did offer us 5K more than the asking price. I'd say that's fair.
Over DNI, I'm going to say, yeah, but I don't like this guy's face.
Then let's get this done. and get out of
So,
here.
if you're all happy with the number of 45, then Mr. Johnson, Mr. Hong, says, well, the security is provided on Montgomery Financials building by a wing of the construction company. It is called Winter Night Security.
Winter Night. I think I've heard of them. They're from Europe, aren't they?
I'm not particularly... their origins don't interest me.
What I meant to say was, if they're a large security group, they're going to be well armed.
Well, actually, you can expect no more than 30 guards. And you can expect them to carry nothing particularly lethal on them. They are always just moving off squatters. And it looks bad. They don't have extraterritoriality, and so are unable to simply sweep things under the sewers, as Knight Errant may do. Winter Knight are accountable. Don't expect them to be using lethal weaponry.
Sucks to be them.
They will have a number of cameras, as well as possible other security devices they've put in place. The building's hosters are offline, as it is due to be demolished. The building is still somewhat furnished. There's a disagreement between one of the previous tenants and the construction company about access and so on. But yes, the building is cordoned off. There are likely cameras in place. No more than 30 or so guards, and an unknown number of squatters. Given that it is a 16-story building, I estimate there to be no more than, a rough calculation is done in his head, 200 or 300 squatters, if the security guards haven't flushed them out recently.
These squatters, any affiliation with a group, we don't want to be pissing off anything that could get back to us. You understand, of course.
Nothing that holds more than a block worth of territory. There are going to be gangs. There are always gangs, but nobody worth naming.
Out of character, I think it's just somewhere in Renton. Right?
Yeah, just give me a moment. Yeah.
Is that still the
yeah.
B zone?
Yeah, like in a
Okay.
B zone.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It's a reasonable neighborhood, not a significant gang presence anyway, so. Do you have any further questions?
Over DNI, I don't get anything else to ask.
Not to these guys at the very least.
Then how about we get to it? I have an SUV. It's close enough. I can rip out the seats and we can fit the barrels in, no problem.
Yes, they are 4 50-gallon or 200-litre plastic drums. Bright blue.
Yeah,
Very similar to what you would expect on any sort of construction site or industrial site.
Yeah, just out of character, because in the Nissan Hauler's description, it's like that this is a quote-unquote cargo SUV.
You can do that. That's cool.
Okay.
I'm not worried.
Okay.
Minutiae of mechanics I just don't care about. The SUV, yeah,
All right,
cool,
gotcha.
that'll do.
I was mostly asking for the backstory. Like, there is no... Whatever. To Bunny over DNI, like, what? Do you doubt my driving? I'll get it there, no problem.
Always good to have insurance.
The Mr. Hong says, well, once you've placed the barrels in place, come back on Wednesday morning and we will deliver payment.
Do we at least get to see the fireworks?
Oh, I expect the fireworks will be broadcast. Oh, half up front. Now, that's an unreasonable request, you see. You've already stretched the budget. And to be giving half up front is... Mr. Johnson is not very happy about that request.
At least what you've given us
How
extra.
about we place it in an escrow service? Do you have one of your choice? You may choose the escrow service. You will see that we do have the money and it is present.
Over DNI, my fixer is known for his discretion. If you guys are worried.
We appreciate the offer. You understand, though, we may need to grease some palms, make sure that certain people are off duty, make sure that certain people are on site to cause distractions.
Well, Mr. Hong looks at you and is like, well, I suppose 5,000 would be a plentiful amount for bribery and expenses. Do you prefer credit chip or a account payment?
Whichever is more convenient for you.
The Mr. Hong fishes around with a comp stick for a bit and passes the cred stick to Booker, as Booker gives the details of Gareth and the escrow. You get a message from Gareth that the escrow has been lodged for 40,000 new yen.
Thank you, Mr. Hong.
Very well. Now, please come with me. The Mr. Hong stands and walks out into the hallway of the Yamcha restaurant, then walks backwards through the kitchen, expecting the three of you to follow him. If you do so, then he...
Wait a second. He gave me 40,000. Where's the other 5?
He's forwarded that in advance in a
Okay.
cred stick.
Okay, I didn't get that. Okay. Thank you. Moving on.
It's literally sitting in your hand, Booker.
Yeah, I was being stupid. Moving on.
Yeah. Leads you through the kitchen to the back dock, where sitting on a pallet, tightly strapped down, are 4 blue 200-barrel drums. Well, here they are. They are offline to the Matrix, and currently airtightly sealed. This will prevent any olfactory sensors getting any wind of it. So, I shall leave you with these packages to deliver. Thank you, couriers. And the Mr. Hong goes back inside, followed by his 2 thugs.
Booker will mutter after him as he leaves. Ugh, fucking... Ugh.
It's been a pleasure, Mr. Hong.
Well, I'm going to bring the car around. Unless, does anyone else want to transport these? And he will pat the top of one of the barrels. Nice little goods.
Maybe be careful with that in reaction to the patting on the top of the barrel.
He just chuckles as he goes and gets his SUV. So over D&I...
Once he's out of...
Oh, no, go.
Sorry. Once he's out of earshot, Tactic's going to turn to Bunny. We could have really used some of this in that mansion. But I don't know about that guy.
Are you talking shit about Booker? What the fuck, man?
Sorry, boss. Just call him how I see.